Hello again, class. So we will start where we left off. We have the summary that we just did, and now we'll start with short answer. So I will have to go back to the reading to see if we're correct about this. So, short answer, true and false. Number two, I don't know where number one went, but that's okay. Two, the neurologist was not able to stop the author's pain. True or false? True. And we know that because at the very end of the article, the author's arm felt much better. So let's draw a line from true to our notes. We don't even need to go back. Oh, that doesn't go all the way across. Oh well, pointing in the general direction. Let's delete that. There, aiming at it. Dr. Gong's office is on Fifth Avenue. So this is more of a main point because even though we didn't have it here, because in general, it's talking about the success of acupuncture. This is a detail. It's okay that we have to go back to the reading for this. On Fifth Avenue, so here to the office of Dr. James Gong, a floor up from Mott Street in New York's Chinatown. So here, then I remember several trips to a Fifth Avenue neurologist. So I didn't notice this before. Fifth Avenue is a very expensive place. So he went to, and you see expensive right there. He went to Fifth Avenue to a medical doctor, neurologist. You would think a very smart person, very expensive, but they weren't able to even give him a diagnosis, a medical analysis. And so he's going to try Dr. James Gong, who's up on Mott Street in Chinatown. So I'm assuming this is cheaper than on Fifth Avenue, where most expensive places in the world are. So Dr. Gong's office is on Fifth Avenue. False. Do my false. Dr. Gong does not know how to speak English. Well, we can look here. I'm going to not even look back, but I'm going to use my outline. So many doctors and even dentists use acupuncture. Acupuncture is becoming more and more popular in the US. So I'm going to say it's true without even looking back because I think, oh, sorry, not true, false. Because I would say he does know how to speak English because it's so common in the US. It's hard to explain how acupuncture works. Well, I'm going to say true for the author. So, because he finds it very hard to explain acupuncture, but other people might not find it so hard to explain. Uh, Jack Tyman, so he's an example, continues to visit an acupuncturist because his back still hurts. So over here, we see Jack and Harwood were treated and it worked. So we don't have to go back to the reading. Our outline works. So false again. Most acupuncture treatments take more than one session. Again, acupuncture takes from 4 to 6 sessions to work. So we expect that it'll take longer than one session. And so this is true. So the only one we had to go back to was this one here because it was too specific. It was about a detail. So all the rest we were able to get from our outline. So that's true and false done. So the short answer is good to do because it's a way to test your outline and it's a way to see how often you have to go back to the reading. If you have to go back to the reading every single time, then you didn't read it well enough to do a good outline, and so your summary is probably not good. So you should slow down when you're reading, take better notes, annotate a little bit more. Now we have to flip back to the reading. So number one, and this is on, if you're in your textbook, this is page, I don't know. Sorry, I thought I had the page number as well, but I don't. So I'll flip back and forth. Sorry about the quick flipping. Read each question carefully, circle the number or letter of the quick answer, or write your answer in the space provided. So in the first paragraph, what is a synonym for pricked into? So I believe I gave a synonym, but it should be in the first paragraph. So thin, extremely sharp needles didn't hurt at all going in. Dr. Gong pricked them into my left arm, around the elbow that had been bothering me. Other needles were slipped into. So I would say there's two. Going in is one. Um, Slipped into is another one. So pricked means to poke inside. So going in or slipped into. I'm going to say slip into. In lines 7 to 9, the author writes, however, I did begin to wonder what had driven me here to the office of Dr. Gong. This means that the author was thinking about how he had gotten there, why he had gone there, what Dr. Gong does. I did begin to wonder what had driven me there. What do you think? Let's go back to lines 7 to 9. Right here. I did begin to wonder what had driven me there to the office. He's not thinking about his car or the bus or his driver. He's thinking why he went there. When you talk about what drives you, so let me add that here now. What drives someone? Drive is desire to do something. Is a drive. It's like your energy to do something from your heart, from the inside, you drive. So this would be why. Why he had gone there. Lines 10 to 12. Several trips to a Fifth Avenue neurologist and two expensive, uncomfortable medical tests had failed to produce a diagnosis. Failed to produce a diagnosis means, well, we already did that. So what does it mean, students? Does it mean the author did not pass his medical tests? The test did not relieve his pain? Or the test did not uncover his physical problem? So if we look at the subject has to be medical tests anyway. So it can't be A. So A is incorrect because it's the wrong subject. The test didn't relieve his pain? No, the answer is C. Test did not uncover his physical problem. In lines 12 to 13, the neurologist suggested that the author see a bone doctor. In the next paragraph, what's a synonym for bone doctor? Let's go back. So, suggesting I see a bone doctor. Well, during the hours spent waiting in vain to see an orthopedist, I decided to take another track and go and try acupuncture. So the rest of the paragraph talks about acupuncture, and conveniently, these two are right underneath each other. So I'm going to line orthopedist. Ortho means bone. So orthopedist, I'm not sure. I won't go that far, but I know that ortho means bone. So probably doctor, bone doctor. And why don't we go and check that out while we're on the internet? Orthopedist definition. Orthopedic surgeon, a physician who corrects congenital or functional abnormalities of the bones. So it also treats injuries to the bones. So it doesn't have the rest of the definition, but um, anyway, we see that it is the bone doctor. Orthopedist. Number 5, read lines 14 to 15. During the hours spent in vain to see an orthopedist, I decided to take another track and try acupuncture. In vain means, did I say it up here? During the hours spent waiting in vain. So the key here is he was waiting a long time, right? He was waiting not for a couple minutes, but he was waiting for hours. And did it happen? No, because he went to a different kind of doctor. So when you wait for something to happen and it doesn't happen, it's in vain. So the answer is, students, carefully. Wrong. The answer is uselessly. Did I trick you? Hopefully. 6, in line 23, the author writes, a woman dancer was also getting a treatment. What does treatment mean? I'm not going to spend much time here. So treatment is when you go to a doctor, you go for treatment, or you go to be treated. You could say the doctor treated me. So treatment means being helped by a doctor. By a medical doctor. Being helped by a medical doctor. 7, in line 29, what are Park Avenue and Mott Street? Are they similar places? Are they different places? Are they medical places? Well, we talked about this. I don't know about Mott Street. It might be more famous than I'm thinking of. I've heard of Park Avenue. They're both probably equally popular for different reasons. But they are showing that they're very different places. Read lines 30 to 31. In all, there are an estimated 10,000 acupuncturists in the country. What does in all mean? In total? In fact? In New York? What do you think? In total would work there? In total, there are an estimated 10,000. Could it mean in fact? In fact would work there as a transition, but the meaning of in all means in total. Definitely not C. It's either A or B, and A is a better answer. Lines 31 and 33. Nowadays, a lot of MDs have learned acupuncture techniques. So have a number of dentists. Reason? Patient demand. Few, though, can adequately explain how acupuncture works. So adequately means clearly. What does nowadays refer to? Only the present time? From some time in the past up to the present? During the time that the author's story takes place? What do you think? It has to be this, because in 10 years, nowadays is still going to say the story is going to have the exact same words. So it's during the time that the story takes place. Did we have years? Nowadays. No. So here is where it is. I don't know if you can see my floating um, this might be better. Nowadays. There's no time frame around this. So he would have to have the dates for us to be more specific about our time frame. So it's going to say the same thing in 10 years. So it's during the time this author's story takes place. What are MDs? Medical doctors. Medical for M, D for doctor. In line 30, who does few refer to? Here, few, though, can adequately explain how acupuncture works. Is it patients? Why would it be patients? Only MDs? Why would it be only MDs? Dentists and MDs, or only dentists? So The subjects of this sentence, not the grammatical subjects, but who he's talking about, MDs and dentists are up here. So he's saying it's remarkable because both professions are using acupuncture. So the answer is three, dentists and MDs. Line 35, a life force called chi, not ki like I keep saying, circulates through the body. What is ki? Hopefully that's, oops, hopefully that's clear. It is, so this is a way to define things. This is something you can use in your paragraphs by having the definition first and then the verb called and then your noun afterwards. Can I think of an example? Um, oh, yes. An amazing class labeled ESL 315 is excellent at group work and doing all their assignments on time. So in this case, I use labeled instead of called, but we have a definition here first, and then kind of a reporting verb, and then the subject next. How do you know? We know because I just explained it. Because of the grammatical construction. It's not reporting language, it's a definition first, reporting verb, and then your subject. So it's a way to give a definition. Next. If you need to go back, just rewind, right? Lines 43 to 45. Jack Timon, 51, President and General Manager of Westinghouse Electronic Systems Company, is typical. This sentence means that Jack Timon is no, no, yes, a common example. So Jack Timon is typical. He's a typical example. And that's why they're giving, the author gave this example because he's just a regular guy in the US, according to the author. Read lines 45 and 46. His doctor suggested disc surgery, meaning the discs in your back. So the bones that go down the middle of your back are discs. So the doctor suggested disc surgery, but he decided to try acupuncture instead. Jack Timon had surgery but not acupuncture, surgery and acupuncture, or acupuncture but not surgery. Which do you think? This, because of the but, right? We see he suggested disc surgery, but so he didn't do what came before. So but is the key word here. Complete the following sentence correctly. Jack and Helen wanted to go to the beach, but it was raining. They decided to go, 1, to the movies instead, 2, for a walk instead, 3, go for a swim instead. So after but, you have to have a logical connection, right? You can't say, oh, they went for a swim because they like swimming in the rain. Because they like swimming in the rain isn't there, you can't choose 3. Just the same as you can't say they decided to go for a walk instead. Grammatically, that's fine, but logically, it doesn't make sense, right? We don't know Jack and Helen unless it says they love walking in the rain, then we shouldn't think that they like walking in the rain. So the answer is go to the movies instead where it's not raining. Although if they live in California in the drought, they might love the rain. So then they might go for a walk instead. So as always, you need more context. So 13, Harwood Bevel, 51. Oh, look, both his examples are 51. Executive Vice President of the Rouse Company, started acupuncture 9 years ago for treatment of what I'll call tennis shoulder. How old was Harwood Bevel when he started acupuncture? Oh, their age is the same, but he started 9 years earlier. So this is simple math, right? He started 9 years ago, so clearly he was 60. No, he wasn't 60. Clearly he was. Let's do the math. Let's be sure. 60 clear. 51 minus 9 equals 42. If you needed a calculator, please take a math class. Read lines 59 to 61. Acupuncture is used to treat a variety of ailments: anxiety, depression, back pain, smoking, high blood pressure, stress, arthritis. The list goes on. What are ailments? Oh, look at this. Man, I'm good. So the answer is illnesses, or is it? The answer might be problems. Someone, hopefully in class, will check the answer key. I would say problems because, um, well, illnesses and problems are, illnesses is better because problems can be just difficulties. I would say C. The answer is C, but I would add what I did before, that they're physical and mental, because the beginning are mental and the other ones are physical. Stress is also mental, right? Mental and physical. So here, this one's a little bit tricky, but I would say C. Prob B is not bad. A is incorrect, but C is the best answer there. Okay, let's see what's on the next page. Dictionary skills. How many minutes have we been going? That doesn't tell me. That will be it for now. I'll do another short video on dictionary skills. All right, see you in class.